Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm Elizabeth Shaw. I want to introduce myself, seeing as I'm using my face. There's no camera set up, there's no quote set up for anything like this, although I can think of plenty of humorous quotes, and I'm not going to say them because it might trigger some people. There's going to be those out there that are for humour in times of uncertainty, and there's going to be those out there that are not for humour in times of uncertainty. And whichever you are, follow that. It's who you are. So I just wanted to do a video. I've written some notes actually, with regards to what's happening in the world at the moment with the coronavirus. And I know a lot of people, especially if they've just come out of a traumatic relationship, will be struggling with trauma and struggling with anxiety, and the uncertainty of what's happening in the world will not help. So a few things you can do is things that you think you should do personally. You have to make that a must. You must do them because it will bring those anxiety levels down and it will make you feel better. Self-care is always a must, but in times of uncertainty you need to take care of yourself. Avoiding the news. If it triggers you, you need to avoid it. You need to find a set time when you're feeling at your best to actually watch what information you need to find out about, and avoid it at other times. Now, when I've done this, because of the job I do, I get daily updates via email about what's happening, and I don't want to go into too much detail about the job I do. So I get daily updates from the government, so I've got to look at those. And sometimes when I look at those, your mind then wanders and you go onto YouTube and then you find a video that's not so nice. And as I said in that last video, conspiracy theories are conspiracy theories, but if they bring you crashing down, you need to switch that off and find something else. It is human nature some people will avoid any media information full stop, because that is the way they cope with it and that is what they need to do. Some people will find themselves absolutely glued to the phone, glued to the news, glued to social media, trying to find out what's going on, wanting answers, wanting to bring that certainty back within their lives, which, when we don't really know what's happening and the governments don't really know what's happening or what to do for the best, because they don't know about the virus, they don't know about health, they don't know about financial things. It's one day at a time for the government and for us, 1 hour at a time really, just to see how it pans out. So it's more about finding your own self-care. So if you are looking at media things, try and find reliable sources of information. And I don't necessarily mean reliable by professionals. I mean reliable by the information that matches your beliefs, so long as those beliefs aren't putting you into a negative state of mind. So long as those beliefs aren't putting you into a negative state of mind. Remember, how you're feeling is not irrational, especially after you've been through other traumas in your life. How you feel is not irrational. How you feel is how you feel. And other people will be feeling the same. People cope with things like this differently. Some people will block it all out and carry on with their day. You can't start moaning at them and telling them that is for them. You've just got to deal with it how you deal with it, and find the people who deal with it the same. But don't go, it's okay to talk about it, but don't go arguing with people about points of view. They are allowed their points of view. They are allowed their conspiracy theories. They are allowed their actual theories. We don't need to start causing arguments between people. Remember things like exercise. I know there's a lot of lockdown in a lot of countries happening. If you can get out for fresh air, get out for fresh air. Italy are leading by example, because they are, and it did bring tears to my eyes, it is now thinking about it, but they are all out there on their balconies singing away. These opera singers doing their bit, and it's tears to the eyes because it's heartwarming. That's the kind of spirit we need in this situation. Not arguing over toilet roll. What I will say though is, if you're the kind of person that needs to go to the shops to get prepared, go to the shops to get prepared. I don't care if Joe Blogs down the street says, everyone's got all the soap, so there's none left for me. Just because you got prepared and they didn't, that is their issue, not yours. You are entitled to get prepared, and whatever it is that makes you feel better, just like you're entitled not to get prepared. And just, some people will just wander in the shop at the last minute and think, oh, there's not much left on the shelf, so I'll have a bit of this, I'll have a bit of that, that'll do. Kitchen roll, that'll do for me bum. You know, people are different, people react differently. You can't criticise one person for doing one thing and one person for doing something else, because the only reason they're criticising that one person is because they didn't think about it themselves. So don't start arguing over things like that. People are going to put themselves first. We live in a selfish world, I'm afraid, but try to also think of others as well. So what haven't I said? Because I didn't look at my notes. I think I only looked once. Self-care. Make sure your shoulds get turned into a must. Don't be afraid to chat to people. Don't be afraid to express your opinion. Don't be afraid of judgment from others in this sort of time. Judgment goes out the window. You can judge people as being interesting, and you can then leave them to be interesting. If you don't want to talk about it, if you don't want to discuss it, do not talk about it, do not discuss it. If you do, and you feel like you're going on and on and on, do, and go on and on and on. Get prepared. If that makes you feel better, going and getting your tins of beans and your pasta and your rice, then your toilet roll, because that seems to be popular. Don't forget your paracetamol. Get prepared. Avoid news if needed. Reliable sources, but also make sure those sources match your belief. Yes, sweetheart? Yeah? Okay, 1 minute, I'm coming up. Right, that's my cue to go. So, sorry for the random video. I hope I included everything, but the sun wants me, so I'm off. Yeah, keep your sense of humour. Even if I know it's a serious thing that's going off, I know people are losing their lives, but not having a sense of humour, getting depressed is not going to help the situation. Keeping your sense of humour will help your state of mind a lot more. You're allowed to process emotions. There's a video on emotions, but it is connected to narcissistic abuse rather than what's actually happening at the moment. Right, I'm going. So everyone, stay happy. Follow Italy. They're doing all they can to keep them in momentum and keep everybody upbeat, and it works. There's that. Oh, I've forgotten the video now. I've forgotten this really big Facebook page. I can't remember what it's called. It's really big Facebook page with motivational stuff, that the Marines in the sea and the last one out, and they all started singing. And if I remember what it's called, because it's completely gone out of my head, I shall add it into the comments. But I know all the Marines started singing in the sea, and it's true. Just keep that uplifting beat. if you are, if you haven't got many people around you, there's plenty of people in support groups and in chats and in things like that. Just avoid the ones that bring you down, bring your feelings down, and join in with those that are helping you laugh, because really you can be certain that we can have a sense of humour somehow, somewhere. Right, love to you all. Bye.